you didn't think it was going to be seen by 120 million people.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something wild that's been going on with Coldplay's frontman, Chris Martin. You may have seen it online already, a $50 million lawsuit threat after a joke he made during a concert. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but let me walk you through exactly what happened and what Chris had to say about it. So here's how it all started. Coldplay was playing a show in Boston, and like many concerts these days, there was a kiss cam moment. You know how they flash the camera on couples and everyone cheers when they kiss? Well, the camera landed on two people. Andy Byron, who used to be the CEO of a tech company called Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, who worked in HR at the same company. But instead of laughing or playing along, they both quickly turned away and tried to hide their faces. Chris Martin, standing on stage, saw it all go down and decided to make a light-hearted comment. He said something like, either they're having an affair, or they're just really shy. It got a laugh from the crowd. Just one of those off-the-cuff things artists say during shows. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary at the time. But that moment, it went viral. Fast. People online started sharing the video, making memes, and cracking jokes. The internet did what the internet does. And suddenly, this moment on the big screen became a huge deal. That's when things took a sharp turn. Reports started coming out that Andy Byron was planning to sue Coldplay and Chris Martin for a jaw-dropping $50 million. He was apparently saying the joke damaged his reputation and caused him emotional distress. Now, here's the part that's even more surprising. Chris Martin has actually responded. And let's just say, he's not taking it too seriously. From what we've seen, Chris was kind of shocked. He couldn't believe a joke like that, made during a concert, could lead to a lawsuit this big. And honestly, he's not the only one thinking that. A lot of people, including legal experts, are saying the same thing, that this case probably doesn't stand much of a chance in court. Alright, so let's talk about the lawsuit itself, or at least the idea of it. As of now, Andy Byron hasn't officially filed any legal papers, but reports say he's thinking about it. The talk is that he's considering suing Chris Martin and Coldplay for defamation, emotional distress, and invasion of privacy. That's a big list, and an even bigger price tag. $50 million. But when you look at the facts, this whole case starts to fall apart. First off, defamation is a tough one to prove. For Byron to win that kind of case, he'd have to show that Chris Martin knowingly said something false, and that it hurt his reputation in a serious way. But Chris didn't accuse him of anything. He just made a quick joke, either they're shy or they're having an affair. It wasn't a statement of fact. It was clearly playful. And legally, jokes and opinions are almost never counted as defamation. Now about privacy, that's even trickier. This whole thing happened at a public concert. The kiss cam was up on a giant screen in front of thousands of people, and that video ended up online because someone in the crowd recorded it. When you attend a public event like that, you usually give up some privacy rights just by being there. Especially if you're sitting in a place that's visible to cameras. Lawyers who've looked at this are already saying the lawsuit probably won't go anywhere. They've called it dead on arrival, meaning it wouldn't survive long in court. Because again, there's no strong evidence of harm, and definitely no proof of bad intentions. Chris wasn't trying to ruin anyone's life, he was just trying to make the crowd laugh. And let's be honest, if Byron really wants this all to go away, suing for $50 million might not be the best move. Filing a lawsuit would just put more attention on the situation. More headlines, more social media buzz, more people Googling his name. So it's one of those things where the more you push, the bigger it gets. And right now, this joke is turning into a legal circus, even though most experts think it doesn't have legs. Now let's get into what everyone's been waiting for. Chris Martin's reaction. After days of silence, he finally spoke out about the lawsuit rumors, and honestly, he seemed just as confused as the rest of us. During another recent show, Chris commented on the situation, and you could tell he was trying to keep it light, but also make it clear he didn't expect any of this. He didn't go into a long explanation or give a formal statement, but what he did say really stood out. At one point, Chris joked, $50 million? For what? Like he couldn't believe that a quick joke on stage could lead to such a massive legal threat. His reaction was more disbelief than anything else. You could hear in his voice that he thought this whole thing was being blown way out of proportion. Chris also poked fun at the situation in the way only a seasoned performer could. In another concert, he jokingly warned the crowd to be careful when the kiss cam comes out. It was his way of laughing at the moment without dragging it out, showing fans that he's aware of the drama, but not letting it ruin the vibe of the tour. And honestly, the crowd seemed to love it. People were cheering and laughing right along with him. What's interesting is that Chris never apologized, and that might be a smart move. He didn't double down on the joke, but he also didn't act like he did anything horribly wrong. His tone was more like, "Wow, I didn't think that one comment would go this far." And really, that's fair. He's an entertainer. These kinds of off-the-cuff remarks are part of live shows, always have been. At the end of the day, Chris Martin comes across as someone who's just trying to move on. He's not looking to stir the pot. He's not firing back. He's staying calm, keeping it light, and focusing on the music. And based on how fans are reacting, that might be the best possible move. So where do things go from here? Honestly, no one knows for sure. As of right now, there's still no official lawsuit filed. It's all just speculation and media reports. Andy Byron might still be deciding what to do, or maybe he's just letting the buzz play out. Either way, the internet has already moved the story faster than the courtroom ever could. If this ever does go to court, there are a few things the legal system would look at. First, they'd ask, was what Chris said actually harmful? Was it false? Did he say it with the intention to hurt someone? And let's be real, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It was one line during a concert, followed by a bunch of laughs. That's a tough thing to turn into a $50 million case. Another thing to keep in mind, this whole story shows just how fast things can spiral. One funny moment, one viral video, and suddenly you've got a full-on scandal. For artists like Chris Martin, even something meant to be playful can turn into headline news. And for someone like Byron, who probably didn't expect his face to go viral that night, it's a reminder that public moments can come with unexpected consequences. But here's the flip side, going after a band like Coldplay over a joke might backfire. A lot of fans are actually siding with Chris. They see this as someone trying to cash in or save face after a bit of public awkwardness. People online have even started poking fun at the lawsuit itself, with comments like, "What's next, suing the camera guy?" In the end, whether or not this ever becomes a real legal case, the moment has already made waves. Chris Martin's joke may have lasted just a few seconds, but it sparked a conversation about fame, privacy, and what happens when real life ends up on the big screen, and then all over the internet. It's a reminder that in today's world, anything can go viral. And sometimes, the fallout is way bigger than the moment itself.